Hey everyone, Rexlent here. In this video, or to be specific, this is gonna be a vlog of my trip in Cologne, Germany for Gamescom 2023. Intro. So it all started when Kuro asked me if I was interested to go to Germany, Cologne, and I was like, wasn't very keen because it's so far away and it's also an unfamiliar place to me. I have never been to Germany, and I was like, yeah, we'll see about that. And they're like, no, it's okay. You can go to Gamescom. We'll get you the ticket to Gamescom. And I said, okay, sure, I'll consider it. And after a few days, like they needed an answer from me because they need to plan. I told them, okay, I'll go. And then they told me, okay, but then you'll have to cosplay. Or to be specific, they said that there's a bunch of other CCs going, and they said the losing team will have to cosplay. And I said, okay, sure. And I thought to myself, cosplay? I've never done cosplays before. Might as well, right? Like, you know, first time to everything. And then they said, you have to cosplay a female character. And I was like, fine, let's go. You know what? Let's go all the way. And I even told them at that time, I don't know what I was thinking. I told them, win or lose, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cosplay. And they're like, oh, really? You're gonna cosplay? In that case, you get first dibs on cosplaying any character that you want. And I looked at the list. I'm definitely going with Yangyang. And I told them, yep, give me Yangyang. So I booked my tickets with Finnair. Oh wow, it was a 12 hours flight with connecting times to Helsinki in Finland for 2 hours. So 12 hours flight, I think, to Finland, and then connecting time 2 hours, and then another 2 hours to Frankfurt, Germany. So I was really concerned with the whole flight. I made sure to book extra room space. That is very important, extra room space. And I learned that in Finnair, they have their signature blueberry juice. It's really delicious. I kept ordering that so much that I think they sort of stopped coming to my seat. I kept pressing blueberry juice to add to cart, send order. It's really good. So if you ever fly Finnair, definitely try the blueberry juice. And most importantly, there were no babies. I cannot stress enough. I've traveled quite a bit, and babies or kids, they make or break your trips, man. Oh my god, I was so lucky. So I arrived a day earlier compared to other CCs to fix my jet lag because it's so far away, and I had to look around for directions. I remember taking the tram, or I mean the coach. I think it's the coach. Yep, the coach to Terminal 1. That's where the train stations are. The first thing I did when I reached Terminal 1 was to get a SIM card. That is very important. Every time you travel, always get the local SIM card. You don't want to get charged overpriced for roaming. And after that, I was so hungry. Like literally my first meal when I touched down in Germany was McDonald's. The first thing I got was like a double Big Mac. Yeah, that was a double Big Mac. And then I was not familiar with the ticketing machine to get to Dusseldorf. So I headed to the ticketing office and I just said, I need to head to this place, you know. How do I get here? And then oh, okay, we've got you a class 2 ticket. I didn't even know what class 2 means. Apparently it's the seating. They have class 1 and class 2, first class, second class. And they got me the ticket and they're like, oh, it's gonna be 70 euros. In my mind I was like, what the fuck? 70 euros? I was like, okay man, 70 euros it is. I tried to find my way to the track. I think it's called Gleis. Gleis? Yes, Gleis, that's the word. Anyway, I headed to the track that I needed to go, and it was a 2-hour ride to Dusseldorf. So Dusseldorf is where you go, that is near Cologne, without having to pay the marked up prices of staying in Cologne, because during this time at Gamescom, lots of people are staying there, and the prices in the hotels are crazy high. It's like, what, at least 500 euros a night? Something like that. In Cologne, it's only about 100 euros a night. So I already booked a room in the hotel. And I just gotta say, the hotel is really good. It's Hotel Adina. And it's situated right next to the station. That's the best part about it. Like, look at this. It looks like a 5-star hotel. It has a dishwasher, washing machine, a full toilet, and it's even better than expected. The only downside about this hotel was it was overlooking the train yard. So around every 4 to 5 a.m., the trains would start working. You're gonna hear lots of noises, but that's okay. It's right next to the station. That's the most important thing. So not much on the first day of arrival. I pretty much slept the day off. And on the next day, me and Liliana and Violet from Kuro, I joined them to the Gamescom convention hall. Messe? Cologne Messe. Yep. So everyone was setting up the booths. It's pretty funny. On the main hall, you could see like the ads all over the wall, like the ad spaces, and it's all Hoyo. It's so funny. It's like, how much ad space do you want? And Hoyo's like, yes, it's all of them Hoyo games. They're so rich, man. And then Wuthering is situated around in Hall 10. Yep, Hall 10. So I was looking at like around like a whole team, like a five to six guys, trying to lift the crownless statue onto the platform. That took like the whole morning because they had to lift the statue to the platform and then assemble the wings and the sword. Generally, like assembling a huge figurine, scale 1-to-1 figurine. That's also when I collected my costume, and I kind of regret giving them my exact sizes because somehow they made it even bigger. So like the waistline is really huge, and it's like just one tug. I think the whole skirt will come off. I had to make a bit of adjustments, but the boots, they fit perfectly. So there wasn't much to do on the preparation day. Pretty much waiting for the vendors to assemble the booth. And then we headed to the Cologne Cathedral. So that's pretty nice. I've never been to cathedrals much before because they're mostly a Western thing. It's really freaking huge. The ceiling goes all the way to the top. And there were many people. I remember seeing like candles where you can, I think you give offerings and then you light a candle to make prayers. It really makes you wonder how they managed such architecture back in the day. But that was it. That was pretty much my tourist time in Cologne. The rest of the time were devoted to Gamescom. So that was a bit of regret, like not spending enough time looking around Germany. But it was still time well spent ultimately. So on Gamescom day 1, which is the business day, it's really packed, but it's not the peak yet because it's mostly, you know, business talks. There's like they have a whole business hall where, like its name implies, people go there to talk business. What am I even saying? It's like no shit. So the main process of the Wuthering Waves booth goes like this. Participants queue up and then they go into the booth. And then they'll try to challenge 2 bosses, Morning Eggs and Infernal Rider. They have to beat them each to get a stamp. And as you collect, I think 2 stamps each, you get to scratch a card and win a prize, or basically merch. It's free merch. So I played a bit of the build. And the thing was, the union level, like aka the world level of that build is higher than the characters. So the bosses were really tanky. And they hit so hard against the characters that you have. I was wondering like, oh shit, will people be able to beat the bosses? So they have staff stationed around the booth giving out stamps. So around like the evening, I asked the guy that was giving out stamps for the boss. I was like, hey, you've been here all day. So how often have people been beating the bosses? And he told me like only 60%. 60% of people could beat the bosses. And after the bosses, they would have to punch the crownless sandbag. The parts of crownless would light up on the sandbag. No, on the screen. And then you gotta punch it really quickly to kill crownless. So whoever kills faster wins. And then they get stamps from there. And then the last set of stamps, if I recall correctly, was to take photos with the cosplayers. And then they get all the stamps to win merch. So the best merch was CBT access. There's also badges, Yangyang fans, pins. So the first day went by pretty smoothly. There was also the Gamescom opening night live, Gamescom ONL. My stupid naive ass thought that I could just walk in. The thing starts at 8 p.m. and we have Havian, the other CC Havian. He was already queuing at like 3 to 4 p.m. But I didn't check the Discord group. Like he said he was queuing. And I thought that I could go in at any time. I was there all evening just playing the Wuthering Waves build. And I looked at my watch and I was like, I'll just go there at 7:30. At 7:30 I went there. They were like, oh, it's all closed. Tickets are out. It's all closed. You can't go in anymore. I'm like, fuck. All I could do was to sit at the Wuthering Waves booth, take my phone out, and watch Twitch on the same venue that I was in. Opening night live. And I could hear the crowds cheer from where I am when they reveal stuff on the stream. So sad. So at the end of the first day, we had dinner together with all the other CCs. I met with Unreal Dreamer, Havian, and Bobmaster. So me, Bob, UD, and Havian, we make up the NA team. I'm literally the only person that is not NA. In the NA team, I'm like C. And then we have the EU team, which is Mafi, Hika, Mafi's manager, JPV, Regan, and Aspic. But Regan wasn't there to join us on the first day, and Bob had to leave early because he literally arrived from the airport and came straight to dinner, and then he had to stream again. What a professional man. And that concludes day 1. I already had my eyes set on the games that I wanted to play, which was basically Armored Core 6 and Black Myth Wukong. But on day 1, the queue was so long, I was like, yeah, we'll just do it tomorrow. Since I have the exhibition pass, I'm just gonna go there early and queue. First dibs to do it. So on day 2, I went along as planned. I woke up like 7:30. There's one more thing that I learned in Germany, or people also have been telling me, is that the trains are never on time. Like you have to set a huge buffer time to make up for late trains. So Gamescom opens at 9, and from where I am, Dusseldorf to Cologne, it takes about 40 minutes. I have to go there like an hour 15 minutes earlier because I have to count for late trains. It says like, Dusseldorf train, it's coming at 9:10, and then you're there at 9:10. The train's gonna come at like what, 9:20. It's crazy. So far I have never seen a train on time yet in my time in Germany. It's such a meme. I queued for Wukong and I played it. They only gave you 30 minutes. Like there's literally a 30-minute timer at the corner of the screen, and there's like 4 stages that you have to beat. I only managed to beat 2 stages, and then it was time's up, and then they'll stamp on your card, and they'll give you like I forgot what it was, like keychain or something. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna queue again, because the moment I was out from the queue, they started putting the signboard that says like wait time 60 minutes, and it's gonna just get longer once the day starts. That was only like the morning. In the afternoon, it's gonna be more than 1 hour just to play for 30 minutes. So for me, like, I'm not gonna waste all day just to play a game now. And I headed to Armored Core 6 booth. That was good. It was still early on that day, so the booth wasn't filled yet. I got to play all the way to the final boss, which was Cleaner Bot. And then Liliana from Wuthering Waves, Kuro, she wanted to play as well. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, let's go and queue again. Except this time, it was full of people. And the time that you were given to play was only 10 minutes. I only got through the first stage and they were like, okay, yeah, it's time to go now. Everyone go, next batch. Like, what the fuck? You'll never get to the final boss, even if you speedrun. So most of the morning and the early afternoon, I was just hanging around the Wuthering Waves booth all day, just looking at people play. I even streamed on my Twitch for my viewers, like live stream. And the funny thing is, some people were approach me, were like, excuse me, do you work here? I'm like, no. Because they were looking for me to like stamp their card or something. Yeah, oh my god, I should just be an intern, man. Unpaid intern for Kuro. But what was really wholesome is that there were some of you that came to me and actually asked like, oh, are you Rexlent? And that actually shook me, because I remember making my whole face reveal before coming to this trip, and I didn't expect people to recognize me already. They came up and asked like if they could take a picture with me, and also even autographs. So I was really flattered that they asked for my autograph. You know who you are. I won't put your picture in this vlog to respect your privacy, but you know who you are. And one of you even gave me a box of sweets, marzipans, and fruit jelly. So it was really nice of you. And I want to thank you all for making my day. Like, if I made your day, you made my day even better. So thank you. So that pretty much concludes the second day of Gamescom for me. I walked so much on those days that even my watch started telling me like, oh, you're walking, you're working out. We'll start calculating your steps. And at the end of the day, I saw it was like, what, 18,000 steps? That's insane. When I reached the hotel, I was like, my legs are dead. All I did was just take a shower and just go to sleep and then prepare for the next day again straight away. It was like work, but it was fun work. And it's like in my hotel, the only reason I use it was just for sleeping, shower and sleep. And I didn't even leave the make up the room sign on because I left all my things all over the place, like my valuables and stuff. I just put do not disturb all day. Every day, do not disturb. So next up was day 3, the biggest day for Wuthering Waves booth. That is the day where both CC's regions have to compete with each other 4 against 4. First activity was to kill the boss the fastest, but before that, I arrived early and Liliana was like, where are you? Come over here right now. And I was like, okay, fine, what is it? And she's like, the makeup artist is here. I was like, oh, okay, fine, let's do it. The makeup was completely optional, by the way. But at that time, I was thinking like, you know, like I'm already cosplaying, might as well just go all the way in. If you're gonna do something, just do it good, you know? You know what I'm saying? So I sat down with the professional makeup artist lady and the whole process took about 30 minutes. 30 minutes and Liliana was the one recording this for me. She even stuck eyelash extensions and they felt so uncomfortable and she drew the tacit mark, Yangyang's tacit mark on my forehead. And everyone was commenting like, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. And I couldn't even see what I looked like. All I could do was like, oh, really? Okay. So that was my morning. So the rest of the morning, I already had the makeup on. And I was walking around with the makeup on. Without the wig, I looked like some Satanist, cultist, emo cultist walking around. And people were actually like turning around to look at me. And the best part was I already had the makeup on. And then Kuro team told me like, oh, we need you to film for us a short film for the PV that we're gonna send for Gamescom. The one that you saw with me like checking my phone and walking, like picking up my phone and making the POC face and then walking forward. And then everyone like greeting me. Yeah, that shot took about over 10 takes. So I was in the same hallway. I was in the same hallway, walking, looking at my phone, and going back and taking again, going back and taking again with many people around me looking at me. Looking at me doing the POC face, walk. And they're like, cut, can you do it again? Okay, fine, I'll do it again. Oh, POC face 10 times, over 10 times. But that was an experience. I've never filmed before. So it was time for the CC competition at around 2:30 p.m. Or was it 3:30 p.m.? Something like that. We had to draw lots in the form of character stickers and see who got the same sticker as you. That would be your opponent. So I got Hika. And I remember Fob was not very keen to cosplay. So he really wanted us to win. You could see the clip later. So the first round was Yudi, Unreal Dreamer versus Aspic, and Aspic won for that round. And then the next one was Avian against Reagan. Reagan won that round. So it was already 0-2. We were 0. EU was 2. Like you can see during that time, the EU crowd was on the right and we were on the left. EU was like all hyped up, like, oh, you're gonna win, just press E, press ultimate, you're gonna win. And we have the NA group, like me and Fob Era, we're just like this, like watching our champion. It's like, oh, come on. Yes, you can do it. It's like we're so quiet, we're like so much tension. You know, literally like the CSGO meme, like in streams, it's like NA, why so quiet? Yeah, we're basically that NA, why so quiet? And then it came to my turn. So I was really determined to win for our team. And if you've watched my stream, whenever I'm focused in gaming, I don't have any more brain cells to spare to make like small talk and chit chat. My face is like this. like just deadpan, looking at the game. And the videographer guy actually captured my face looking like that. And I don't know why he was also busy capturing me. Oh, like fingering the keyboard, you know, vigorously fingering the keyboard. I won for that round. And then it came to FOP. All the pressure was on FOP. Like, we needed FOP to win so that we could at least tie. So FOP was up against Maffy. FOP was up against Maffy. The thing is, Maffy has been practicing the day before. Okay, most of us have been practicing the day before, but FOP only like practiced once. So in defense for FOP, well, we're not sour grapes or anything. In defense for FOP, we didn't get much practice, and we nearly won. FOP nearly won. I believe we were like 2 or 1 seconds behind killing the boss, but we lost. NA lost for the boss kill. And then we moved on to the next activity, which is the sandbag, punching the sandbag. I forgot who the winner was for the first round. One of the sandbags started glitching out, and we couldn't continue the competition, which was really funny because they just decided that everyone would cosplay now. We basically unlocked the true ending road. Everyone cosplays now. That's actually the best. You know, you have more people doing it with you. You don't feel as flustered. And did I mention that I was already wearing Yangyang stocking underneath my pants when I came to Gamescom? I literally wore the whole stocking and wore my pants and wore my shoes and came to Gamescom. So we all got dressed up. We were using the back room of the booth to dress up, and the wig that they gave me for Yangyang, it was so bad. Like the whole front was covered. When I put the wig on, I didn't even look like anybody, not even like Yangyang. I looked like the ghost from The Ring, Sadako. It was like all covered from my front. And Itsuki-chan, our official Yangyang cosplayer, she was so helpful. She was around helping everyone with their costume, and she was helping me with my wig. She helped trim my wig, brush the hair, even adjust the hat, everything. She's so good. If you don't know who she is, the link is in the description. Just follow her. She does amazing cosplay. And I just want to say, after putting the costume on for only 10 minutes, I have newfound respect for all the cosplayers out there for being able to handle this for the whole day. Because just 10 minutes into my costume, I already want to get out of it. It's so uncomfortable, especially the wig. Everything is so stifling. Like, I was sweating so much. So I don't know how you guys manage it, but I salute all of you. And the cosplay showcase was about to start, and Liliana somehow asked me, do you know any hype music that you can play for this event? I was like thinking, I don't remember much hype Wuthering Waves music, and I asked her, is PGR music okay? He was like, yeah, sure. I mean, same their own IP. And there you have it. We have Revelation. That was me. I suggested Revelation. We were all told to do the character's signature poses way before we arrived in Germany, and I didn't even do my homework. I was looking it up minutes before the cosplay to do Yangyang's cosplay. I think like she was holding the sword like this. Yeah, last minute homework. I think it was pretty scuffed. But I gotta say, Maffy and Aspic, they killed the cosplay for Anke and Jiyan. They killed it. I think they were the best of us. It's just so good, man. Also for Reagan's cosplay of the female Rover, he looks like a male, like a Giga Chat male female Rover. It's so funny. He's like radiating all this charisma, Giga Chat energy. Doing like all the JoJo poses. And the funny thing also is Havian. They couldn't find Havian's costume for Sanhua. He was supposed to cosplay Sanhua, and they lost his costume for some reason. All they found was the wig and the beads, like the necklace beads. And he only wore that with his t-shirt. He looks like a scuffed Sanhua. It's so funny. But all in all of us were having lots of fun. I think you can tell from the photos that I was posting during the day itself and my stream. It was so much fun for the cosplay, everything. It was good vibes. Yeah, good vibes all over. The CCs, the cosplayers, especially the CCs. Initially, I was pretty nervous about going because I didn't know anyone. Well, I sort of know Unreal Dreamer from like online, but I don't know him as a person. You know, there's a bit of like anxiety meeting people that you don't know, but it turned out really okay. It turned out way better than expected. Everyone had good vibes. Everyone was great. I made friends with all of them. And that was the last day of Gamescom for me. It was a Friday. I had to fly back on Saturday, which is pretty sad because like Saturday, there were some people that wanted to meet me on Saturday because Saturday was like the, you know, like you don't have to work on that day. So most people choose to come on that day. But I had to fly back because I had to account for the time zone differences. And I have to work on Monday, which is so disappointing. So after that day, I went back to my hotel and slept and just pretty much packed up. In the next morning, I just met Aspik for a quick lunch. And straight away, I bought my ticket back to Frankfurt airport. And the crazy thing was, I bought my ticket, which was the 70 euros ticket again, back to Frankfurt airport. I bought it from the counter and they printed out like the one whole huge receipt, my ticket, telling me it's gonna be at like 2:15 at track 15. Yes, I remember track 15. That was my train back to the airport. So I went there to track 15. I was wondering, like it's already at the time. My train wasn't here yet, and I looked at the monitor. It says Frankfurt Airport track 20. I was really confused for a minute. So I was thinking maybe the train was just late, you know, like Germany, it was just late. And then I think there was 3 elderly ladies also looking for Frankfurt Airport, and they asked the nearby staff like where is Frankfurt Airport, and the guy was like, he was checking the ticket. It's like 15. He looked at the monitor. He was like, oh, it's over there. Track 20. And I looked at track 20, which was like so far away. There was a train there already. I took my whole luggage and ran down the stairs and ran all the way to track 20. And I freaking fell. I slid and fell and hurt my knee. But I had no time to think about pain. I quickly went up and got onto the train before it left. That was insane. Like if I miss that train, it's over for me, man. I might be late. But yeah, that was my whole Gamescom experience. An unforgettable one. Really don't regret going there at all. I made so many friends, met so many nice, wonderful people. And Kuro was really good. Like, not just me, even the cosplayers, they were really appreciative of their care for us. So here's a shout out to all the CCs and cosplayers and Kuro Games for making this trip wonderful. Their channels and links will be provided in the description below. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Twitch, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and by the way, I kept the cosplay of Yangyang. I kept all of it. So expect some Yangyang cosplay streams once Wuthering Waves releases. See, I still got the hat here. Alright, bye bye.